simple questions. Right now, we're not taking suggestions for scripts or anything like that. We're just going over what's what's changing, what's expected from the community going forward, and so on and so forth. Terry,
This is not a 3.0. We're hoping for a 2.1. It's not going to change anything. Yes, there are some minor changes coming in that we'll talk about later, but in no way, shape, or form is this a 3.0. It's not a full wipe, nothing like that. It's the same thing that was, a week and a half ago when it went down, with some minute details getting changed. One of those being bans and ban appeals. Okay, we're not using the Discord for tickets anymore, unless it's a prominent hacker, modder, cheater, someone being racist, dropping the bomb, all that good stuff. Bans and ban appeals will be completely done on the forums, so we'll see you all on the forums.
after that, quality of roleplay for the entire server. So the quality of roleplay rule will be heavily enforced. I will tell you that now. Another thing that comes with that is if people are breaking rules, record it. Go with it. Just let it happen. Record it. Let it go through. If, like he said, the ticket system for create a help ticket is for bug issues and immediate issues that staff need to deal with, like you said, like a hacker, stuff like that. If there's something that within roleplay a rule was breaking, just continue with it. File the report on the website. It'll be dealt with as soon as possible. Don't break rules yourself. Also, don't be afraid to report people. I understand some of these people may be your friends or something like that, but if we don't report people, it just creates that community of like the toxicness and all that stuff. Along with that, do not be afraid to come forward about staff. That's something that we wanted to say. If there's a report that needs to be made with a staff member, that staff member will not handle that report. Other staff members will handle it. That staff member will be talked to, etc.
Speaking on reports, follow the guidelines. Don't just take a screenshot of their end game number. You have to look at their end game number, hold U, scroll down to their end game number, press enter on it, and then pull up that menu. That's going to be your key for you to get the result that you want. Just taking a picture of their end game numbers, there's not too much we can do about that.
Also, when we're talking about toxicity, that includes both in character and out of character. In the rules, it states that being toxic to members of the community, whether that be in Discord, Twitch chat, or anything like that, is against the rules. That includes, I will tell you this now, if you are a streamer of Insomnia and you are allowing your chat to be toxic, you or your mods need to curb it. You need to stop it. Tell people it's not the place. Just enjoy the content. That goes the same thing for chat hoppers. Obviously, we're not that popular, but if that does happen, it'll be dealt with. In the Discord as well, DMing people. If you have evidence of any of this and someone's doing that to you and you're being harassed, you need to report it accordingly. The next thing is transparency. We will be transparent about updates, about suggestions, about things being taken seriously or not. Obviously, the server cost is very transparent now because now when you click on the Patreon, you can see how many people are donating and how much money it's generating. So you know how much money is going into the server. For other stuff, we just, if there's things that y'all need to know, if you need to know, we will inform you if we are able to. If there's stuff that has sensitive information, obviously we can't go into that. For
You want to do vehicle updates now?
Yeah.
So Camino and Camino's still doing cars. You're not getting out of that cam. From the past couple of weeks since the server's been down, we went back in. We took a look at how the economy was. Those one of three vehicles are still going to be there, meaning they're still going to be available for purchase. If it's your one of one, you are still going to be able to buy it. If it's your one of three, you are still going to be able to buy it, and the two other people can be random. It's not 100%. Vehicle updates, mass handling update to vanilla cars, PDM imports, and tuner shop cars. Almost every single one of those got reworked, as well as some future changes coming to how tuner vehicles are going to be dropped in the city. It's going to be a little bit different, hopefully with a little bit more RP. And prices of tuner cars has increased tenfold.
The other update will be criminal life. We are whitelisted gangs. If you want a gang and you want to apply for a gang, go ahead. It'll be taken seriously. Make sure you put effort into it. Right now, as far as I know, from what I've noticed about coming back, there's only 2 currently. That being said, the access to illegal activities stuff, we've listened. It's going to be changed. How that happens, you need to find out in character, but it'll be more restricted. That way, there's a control over things. There's also slight changes. Like, for example, I know people had put issues about not having enough time in the bank vault. That time has been changed for that. The same thing with, if and when someone does pack standard, if there's still bugs with it, we need to know as soon as possible. But when we tested it, it was fine. So if there is anything, with that being said, criminal life is something that is a thing. If you are not in a gang, you're limited to 4. If you are in a gang, you're limited to 6 at a criminal activity. Now, I will say this, and this is something that people need to realize. If you go up to a group of people and you shoot into a group of people, expect to be shot by pretty much everybody, because that's people just defending themselves. Actual criminal planned out activities, 4, 6. Now that means don't go, standing around in large groups of people and like baiting people into that, because that'll be obvious. Now, the other criminal stuff, there has been some slight updates to things. There are new, which I would say new because I don't know how many people figured it out, activities. From there, pretty much everything stays the same.
With that 4 and 6 limit, we're going to start looking into when people are complaining about the 4 to 6 limit and character. You, as a police officer or a gang member, should not be like, oh, this is a gang. I've shot 5 of them. There can only be 1 left. Or, maybe if you're a cop and somehow, some way, there's more than 4 people on a scene. Don't immediately start going, there's more than 4, there's more than 4, there's more than 4. That is not something that needs to be brought up in character. Take it to the forums. If you are saying that in character, you will be dealt with accordingly.
Yes. The next biggest thing is the restarts have changed. So it is now 2 a.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Eastern. For those of you going forward, like once the server's up. And then the apartment bug has been fixed. People won't be getting the same apartments. Like the issue, we figured out why that was happening. It has been fixed. There are more apartments now throughout the entire map. There are more apartments to have. There's motels up north. There's, apartments. There's more garages. The one thing I will say is Garage T has been moved. It is no longer at that garage. It is further away from Pillbox. So that has been changed.
And then we also, the item drop bug. Really funny reason why the items were changing, but our dev team spotted that and realized that should never happen that way. But we got that, so when you drop something on the ground, it should not change for the foreseeable future.
Also going forward, jobs. Noam, you might be able to elaborate more on this. I'm pretty sure Devon said that when the server starts coming up, you will more than likely have to re-request your job for whatever character it is. That's because, one, we needed it as a way to figure out who's coming back, who's serious, who's active. So when you come back in, whenever you have your phone, check your job. If it says unemployed, if you're whitelisted in the Discord, it'll be looked over. Your request will be put in, and you'll get your job back. With that being said, there is a change to mechanics, like the mechanic job. Everyone who is a mechanic currently, who is active as a mechanic, will get their mechanic job back to them. But going forward, you will not be approved on your mechanic application unless you are being hired by a shop. So, whichever on your application going forward, if you decide to make a mechanic, you will put what shop you're going to be working at, that you're going to get hired at, and then I will check with the owners to make sure you're being hired, because we need people who are going to be active
We might have a spicy little update for that
as well. But that's
Lucy and
more
Cam and I have
more
been
to,
talking about.
more to come on that. But currently, as it stands right now, you will only be hired if you're being hired by a shop.
No, I forget if we talked about. Oh yeah, go for it.
I also will tell you that I have been looking over the applications. If you do not put effort into your application, you will not be approved. The You need to be able to RP that you are a mechanic, stuff like that. There is something going forward. We're looking at it right now. Currently, it is the same, but there might be an update to the way that mechanics work in the city as well, and we'll get to that when it comes out.
I don't know if we've kind of like beaten around the bush, but I guess the biggest talking point is what has been wiped, right? So your inventory has been wiped. That's your pockets, as well as what's in your houses. Your vehicles have all been towed to the impound lot and they are gone, crushed. See you later. They'll be purchased again. Uh, I believe bank accounts and cash has also been wiped. The only thing that you are keeping right now is the houses that you owned. And Lucy, if you want to talk more on that.
And businesses. If you're a business owner or you own a house, you still have those. Records stay. This isn't a storyline wipe. This is just an economy wipe right now. Those of you who've been around long enough, you know that this is part of it. It happens. However, I will say that with this happening, that businesses will be looked at more. If you are not active in your business in a month, like in that 30 days, if your business is not open, if you're not active, more than likely your business license will be removed. Yes, all your cars and money are gone. This happens in servers. It happens in most FiveM servers. This is actually the second time it's happened since I've been here. The wipe, I will tell you right now that the wipe is what fixed a lot of the issues for the inventory, all that stuff.
Going forward, I don't think grinding is going to be the way to make your money. So if your ideology is to go into the server for 14 hours a day and do chicken runs, you might want to look for another way.
Brick price, no, you cannot get a refund on the cars you spent IRL money on. You can re-earn them in game. We already stated that.
But yeah, that's been stated. They're still at Apex. You just
They're
have to
still
repurchase
available to
them
get
at
them.
Apex. And your one of one is still your one of one. No one else can buy that vehicle.
And I will also say that the access to that money, that the refund you're talking about, we don't have access to that to anymore. I can be that transparent with you. We don't have that. And it'll still be held for you if it's your one of one or one of three. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Phone numbers are staying. Your phone number is still there if you have all that. I don't know if purchasing them going forward, anything that was in the store going forward will not exist. If you already have it, then it's still the same. I'll work on it.
Do any other staff members have anything they want to bring up before we open the floor for a little Q&A? Lucy, how do you want to do
Okay.
raising of the hand?
If you have a question, raise your hand. I will write down a notepad of who's in what order, and we will unmute you. Okay. First is Tiny Jones. Where are you?
I got him. All right, Mr. Jones. You might have to leave and come back.
No, he should be able to talk because I tested it with Virtue earlier. Oh, what about business apps? If you're approved, you're approved. You would just have to get the collateral for the property.
Okay, who was next?
Ramsey.
I got him. So
You're, hey, all right. So for Crims, so everything's getting wiped except records. How does like that kind of go? Since we're not
So-
like don't got nothing to show for it, and we just have these fat fucking records now.
Storylines are still storylines. I mean that's the same with anybody, honestly. Like, because like there's crimes that obviously haven't done a lot. You'll be able to get all that stuff back. You'll be able to, get back up there, stuff like that. I will say that people do need to be more mindful of the shit that they do because they need to. You could get an expungement if there's stuff that can be expunged, like Casey said. However,
Nah.
I will say that people need to be more careful about what they do because I know that the DOJ is going through a revamp, which Casey can probably speak on later. But I know there are going to be more serious things that people are going to be put away. So people need to start, you know.
DOJ's got a Supreme Court now.
Oh
And
yikes.
we're looking to. So yeah, one thing that I'll talk on. So one thing that we're looking to do is the
Yeah,
nines.
just make a new character.
Okay, you're getting muted.
Oh my bad. I'm a...
The nines are a very real thing for crims now. The nines do not mean you're going to jail for the rest of your life. The nines mean you are being held until trial. So that is something that we are going to try to push through. So you're not going to be sitting in jail for a week. So if you get arrested for the nines, and the police are going to have more leeway on what you get arrested for the nines for, murder charges, violent crimes like that, you will be sent for the nines, appointed a lawyer by DOJ, and then you will have a bail hearing hopefully within 24 to 72 hours. Nines does not mean you're going away for the rest of your life. It just means that you are going to court. So you are going to be losing a lot more. So hopefully that sparks some creativity with RP storylines and how you're getting away. And it's not just shoot, shoot, boom, boom, because I'm not going to face consequences. I believe next
is Zaryusu. I don't know how to say that name.
Got him. What's up, bud?
This is probably everybody knows this probably, but I'm not really sure about it. But when somebody's doing something bad and you say like record them and stuff, how do you like record them?
So there's programs like NVIDIA, like NVIDIA Shadowplay, Metal. I know a lot of people use Metal.
Metal's gonna be your most common one that you use.
Yeah.
You can also OBS if you just want to record your entire day. OBS works. You could set Metal up to record the past 5 minutes or past 2 minutes. Just depends.
Yeah.
It's all on the hotkey. But
Alright.
without having that solid proof, it is very hard to ban someone.
Yes.
All right, understandable. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, LC.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, you can skip me. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
bud. You gotta pull up
no,
your
no,
question
no.
and I ain't gonna talk. All right.
Listen here, alright?
Yeah, listen, yeah. All right, who's next?
Casey.
All right. Hey, Casey.
Hi.
Hello. What was your question?
Okay. I might be a little bit of a weird question, but with less staff now, are you guys intending on adding more staff? And if so, do you have a roster of like current advisors you're looking at?
So that is something because we did bring up more advisors whenever everything went down. Right now we are because obviously we have like for example the dev application. This is something that we can talk about as staff. We can talk about it because we, like you said, we have less people, but right now we're focusing on just getting everything back up and being cohesive. That way we can get to the point where we can expand like that again.
And I will say internally, we have changed a lot as a staff team. A lot more transparency, I guess, and and trust. To be honest with you, a lot of the staff teams now trusted more with certain things. So, and things coming into the server and everything like that. Yeah, it will come faster.
Anything else, Casey?
No, that was mostly it. Hashtag Canna for staff, but anyways.
Next is Arrow.
What up?
Oh, hello. Is this okay? Hi. What's it called? I just want to know. So with pretty much everything being wiped, so so our bank account completely wiped or no? It's just kind
Yes.
of okay. They are okay. All right. Also, since is there actually like a head staffer now, or are you guys like a whole collective, or is there going to be someone all equal? Okay. All right. Well, that was pretty much my question. I had a different one, but I can't think of it now. But yeah, that was. Thank you.
Jin, Joe.
I think did we skip over Roman?
We can add him, but I didn't see his hand. So.
Okay. We'll just go to Jin then. We'll do Roman next.
Hey,
Yep.
so this is in terms to a business me and some friends bought like a month and a half ago, which was technically still owned by
We're
Ducker.
talking about Taco.
Yeah, I just want to know what's
I'll-
going on with that and what we should
I'll-
see to expect.
I'll personally get with you on it.
All right, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, but all right, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go to Roman then because I think we skipped over him.
Yeah, Roman.
What's up, Roman?
So I just had a question. So when we do join back in, do we know, is it going to be coming up today? And also, are we going to have a starting fund that we're going to be at, or are we going to be at zero for both cash and their bank?
No.
So yes, I'll just let Lucy handle this one.
Did he leave?
No, I'm here.
Hey, Roman? No, he's right here.
No.
No, yeah, Gnome had to dip out.
No. So it is coming up today. The question about if we're gonna have starting money or not. From what I was told right now, it is just a complete wipe. Then obviously you have to go from there. We can. I'll talk to the staff after this, see what we can come to, and then we'll put an announcement out when the closer to the server coming up. Law
Wait.
enforcement. Any changes with law enforcement are handled inside, the LEO Discord. I will say that the relationship between LEO and DOJ will have to be more cohesive. Y'all will have to work with them. You should not be butting heads. If it's an in character thing, it's an in character thing. But OOC, you should be working with them as much as possible. They're there to help you. They're there to help you put away the criminals that are doing the criminal things that they're doing.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a look into that about how much power DOJ can hold. So yeah, now's the time to apply for DOJ. Being a lawyer is actually a lot of fun.
And like we said, all the jobs are open for, application, but your applications need to have effort. If they don't have effort, you will not be approved. Apply for EMS, apply for DOJ. Yeah.
It's not like it used to be where, lawyers and DOJ now have more to do, and they're going to be getting paid more because of the work they put in. So it's no longer just sitting there for hours on end collecting $75 a paycheck.
No, you will not have to remake your character. Your characters are still there. Just everything's been removed. Will there be pay raises for Civ and whitelist jobs? That is something that we will talk about, but right now, like we said, this is not 3.0. This is not,
Our primary
Um,
focus here was fixing bugs and getting the server up.
So like
So-
the contacts remove thing, I'm not too sure about.
No,
deleting-
contact.
Okay, yeah.
You're gonna keep all your phone contacts. All your text messages will still be there too.
But they do want to know if they're going to be able to delete contacts or messages.
That is something we didn't look into, unfortunately.
Okay. We will put it on the list. Is there going to be another question? Is there going to be starting cash or is it zero? Because like the LEOs pointed out, they won't be able to pay for supplies.
So the starting cash is gonna be the same as when you make a new character. You're gonna have I think it was $500 or 1,000 on you. Then you're gonna have 5,000 in the bank too. So
Cops better go do a quick chicken run, make some money so they can go on duty.
But like we said, going forward, this shouldn't be about grinding. It should be about roleplay, creating roleplay. The one thing that I will state is that also the whole click thing. Yes, I understand that people have friends. I understand that people, make friends and stuff like that. But don't be so quick to push off the person that is coming up to you to get to know you or stuff like that, because there are people who use roleplay to get over certain things, right? Like social anxiety, stuff like that. And they're just trying to roleplay and meet people and make stories and stuff like that. So, yes, give them the moment, give them their story, all that stuff. The biggest thing that I've always learned in roleplay is that, yes, while you are the main character of your story, you're also the supporting character of everyone else around you. And you need to remember that because you are here to create moments with people and not just be, everything. You're not the center of the world.
Also, tuner cars are the ones that got the price increase to make their value just a little bit more. And tuners will not be released on launch. Tuners will not be coming out for a good while, so there's not an instant grind to make the money to buy the tuner. Tuner cars will also be changing a little bit in how they're sold, I guess is the easiest way to put that. There's a little bit more RP behind it.
Also, I just got an update from the clothing dev. Ladies, you will have to remake your outfits as clothing has been changed and reorganized.
Yeah, that's where I slipped out to. Apparently, a bunch of new clothing's been added for females as well. So
Yes.
Did you add that already?
yeah, I pushed it all already.
Okay, cool.
So is the interface updated? In what sense? What's the question? Like we said, this is not Goblin or yes. No, this is not 3.0. That's what we said at the beginning. This is not 3.0.
Roman PDM cars will be having imports, but it's going to be like when it was first launched of 2.0. It's going to take a little bit of time for the vehicle to come in and show up. So give it about a month and a half, and then PDM imports will show up.
Yeah. For now, we want people to obviously reestablish themselves, get back up, get all that stuff. But at the same time, if you have businesses, I understand you needing to get the materials that you need at the beginning and stuff like that. But now is the time to make those relationships of finding people. Like, for example, mechanics. I understand you need materials to make stuff. Now is the time to find those people, especially new people that are looking for jobs, to be recycle runners for you and stuff like that, so you can get that stuff. But yes, the server will be coming up later today. We will make an announcement when it is up. Everyone will know. Like you said, you get starting cash, so you're not out there broke and won't be able to afford your PD pistol.
One thing I want to say as well about in terms of the wipe, because we didn't wipe characters and we just wiped inventories, you're not going to have a phone or an ID, so you might want to go buy those.
Yes.
Get wrecked.
Hello. Yo, Goose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say real quick. I wanted to bring up as well, if you are experiencing someone coming to you, whether that's in game or in Discord, that's making you feel uncomfortable, please don't be afraid to use the report a player forums. And also, if you are uncomfortable with using that, then message any one of the staff personally. That's one thing we do want to push. There may be some circumstances where you feel uncomfortable or someone is making you feel uncomfortable. We want you to speak up and don't let it slide, you know, because it's important.
Yeah. For the recycle runs things, those are things that we're looking into. They weren't on the immediate list for getting everything fixed to get the server up, but there are stuff that I've written down that will be looked into and talked about. Other than that, does anybody else have any other questions? Yes, Miss Alexis Shields. Where are you?
I got it. Oh, maybe.
Sorry, I had myself muted. So I know in the past with being a mechanic, there's some mechanic shops that sell the special items. You know what I mean? But I noticed that there's one particular mechanic shop that seems to sell all of them, while other ones only get to sell one of them. Is there a way for us to like balance that out? Because I think it's a little bit bullshit that one mechanic shop kind of has you know, a whole you can get this and this and this, but if you go to somebody else, they're like, no, we can't do that. We can only do this one. Is there a way to balance that out to where
Like
yeah,
what?
like the plates, the
All
tuner
that stuff.
kits, all that stuff.
All that stuff is stuff that's supposed to be resolved in character. Because all those relationships that people have to buy that stuff are made by the relationships they made with the people who sell them.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. I saw Ramsey raise his hand again.
What up?
Hey, quality of life in Robin. How does that work? I know chain Robins, like, just criminal, like, dubious criminal activities on wipe, per se.
Quality of roleplay.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the whole, like, I wanted, like, the boundaries of it, if there's any.
So
I
if
mean,
your
if
motivation is to go around and robbing people, I'm not saying this is you, but if anyone out there is your primary motivation is to go out and rob people and take as much money as fast as possible off white, what are you providing roleplay wise?
Gang member, criminal.
But not all gang member criminals do that. That's the thing, is that yes, you may be a criminal or you may be a gang member, but that shouldn't be your motivation. Is like, for example, certain gangs have certain motivations. Like a mafia is not going to go out and just fucking roll people.
Remember, if you start off the bat immediately robbing people and you either get caught or someone reports that to the police, you might be the first person to get the nines today.
Let's see. You also shouldn't be dropping cops just to rob them. I will tell you that right now. That will be put. A stop will be put to that.
I like what Chester. I like what Chester put right there too. It's like why is a gang gonna hunt people down on neutral turf? You're not protecting anything at that point. It's just the quality of roleplay with a group of 6 people just running around robbing people, it isn't there. If you want to hold down your turf and people are coming down to Grove Forum or somewhere on the south side like that, and they're being disrespectful, I mean, yeah, hold them up by all means. It's the roleplay. Don't go to the south side.
For Zeal's question, do cops still know about everything? That is something that both criminals and cops need to find out in character.
I think that's one thing we want to see in general is more things being handled in roleplay. But you have to be able to provide that roleplay to the person and also realize that it is roleplay. If you get shot and killed for doing something, it's not because that person doesn't like you.
Oh yes, police officers, you need to start doing medical RP. That everybody needs to start doing medical RP. If there's EMS on duty, you need to do medical RP because in that sense it's fail RP at that point. And quality of roleplay. You're not providing the roleplay that is expected out of you. If you're brought to the hospital and there are EMS on duty or medical on duty, you need to go through the RP.
With that being said, if you are going to torture someone, you have to have their consent. You cannot cut off limbs, maim people, anything like that without the other player's consent. You can't take someone's eye out without them saying, yeah, it's okay. You can do like attempts to take out eye, and then they would have to reply that the eye comes out, but you cannot torture someone or take their body parts without their consent.
Can we have more staff UK time? Berto is UK staff, Gnome is UK staff. I've also adjusted my sleeping schedule to be around more during that time.
I'm up at 4 a.m. That's mostly UK.
I'm not NA, Vic.
Player count is staying the same currently.
Wow.
Will there be new guns? Someone deleted it, but okay. Elio app still looked at random times. It's not random. Most people don't understand that. It's typically like a certain time of the month you get approved. Yeah. Don't call them a liar. They are. There are a lot of people in here who look at applications. Can guns be named like realistic counterparts? I don't see the. You shouldn't be looking at the name on the item to be like, oh, this is an AK. That's the same thing I tell people when they look in your pockets. And I'll state that right now. If you're looking in people's pockets and you're like, oh, hey, blah, 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 this and that, it's this. If your character would not have the knowledge of what that item is, you need to role play it out. Like, and I will say this right now, like, for example, if you're not a mechanic, when it comes to things that only mechanics would know, you would not know that. You need to go to a mechanic and role play it out. The same thing if, you're a mechanic and you find something that only cops would know, you need to go to the cops to figure something out. Or you have points where you can sell your car instead of doing a Discord. That already exists actually at Mosley's. Most people just don't use it. There's a used car lot where you can set up selling your car and it sits there all day until you go like to restart. And people can buy it. All right. Also, I will say this is the biggest thing, and I'll say this right now. This is along the lines of quality of roleplay. If you get into altercation with the cops, or you get into altercation, if the cops get in altercation with criminals, whatever, and people get downed, and you have a small window to save your friend, cool. However, if it goes too long, and then all of a sudden, randomly, while they're wrapping up the scene and you show up, that's not what's supposed to be happening. The situation, win or lose, is an RP situation. You have to move on from it. Someone gets picked up, they get picked up. Let the cops do their role play, investigate, stuff like that, because there's been so many times where cops have gone to like pick somebody up or put people away in their cars so they can take them somewhere, and then people just come up that have nothing to do with the situation and just drop those cops for no reason. Oh, yeah. I will also say that if people are in the back of cop cars, you should not be unseating them from the car. That is abuse of a mechanic, and you will be punished accordingly. Yeah.
That goes
Is there
with
anything?
that goes with hostage as well. If you see your friend be taken hostage, you should not be trying to yank them out if they've got guns pointed to their heads.
I know it seems that it's all about everyone against the criminal right now. Crims, if you feel like you're being abused or the PD is doing something unfair, game mechanic wise, reading what's in your pockets without doing the role play, without putting their effort in, you can report the police and it will be looked at the same.
Yes.
What was that yes to?
To Westy, the answer to your question is yes.
The server's going up tonight.
The server is going up tonight, yes.
So yes, Zeal, that's what we're saying. If they aren't affording you the opportunity, granted, if you shoot 9 people and then get out of your car to run, they probably aren't just gonna be like, yeah, go ahead and run away. But if you are in a police chase and it is just a normal car chase and you get out on your foot and you get hit by 3 tasers and then 4 people just decide to insta cuff you or beat you with a baton,
No, Roman. It'll be announced
allow
when it's up.
allow that RP to happen. Allow for the foot chases.
I think we spoke about that before as well, with police and possibly in the last community meeting, that we don't want to see that shit anymore. We don't want cops spam tasing. We want, criminals to have the ability to run away. And I may even look into adding a taser cartridge limit.
Also, at the same time, if you are a criminal and you're spam breaking cuffs, don't be surprised if they pull out a nightstick and just dome you. So
Not all the guns got fixed.
no, we're still going through
Breaking
everything.
cuffs breaking cuffs 2 or 3 times is okay. Any more than that is just ridiculous, and you probably will be beaten down.
Of the ambush thing. So I mean, there is RP scenarios that crims would lead cops to an ambush, not to necessarily win or to pocket wipe, but in order, like, if it's a big crime, yeah, they might have a holdup location. If some dude's about to get the nines for attempted murder charges or an actual murder on his record, and there's 7 cops going on, he might have his team of 5 set up at a location, and then there'd be a holdout. But no, wiping police has already been talked about. If you're just doing it just to wipe police, then no.
The ass lockpick thing is kind of.
They shouldn't know that they are lockpicks, and some items labels have been changed, so they are not called ass lockpick anymore. For example, because people shouldn't be using that to meta what the item is.
Yes.
I used to always ask you if you were a druggie. Yeah, the Dexter Savage life.
It's just a rusted spoon. Yep. Staff, do y'all have anything else? Any last minute thing?
I mean, we say it time in and time out, but people are always find something. If you see something, say something. We cannot fix something that is not brought up, whether that's player based or something wrong in the city.
No.
In regards to the casino, so I've been working on it. I haven't really had much time lately because I started a new job. The casino I picked up again last night and this morning. I added slots, roulette, and poker. I'm going to look at finishing those, cleaning them up, and then the casino should be in. I don't have a time frame, but sometime soon.
I just know the wheel to the casino's fire.
Yeah, there's if you don't know what the casino has, it is blackjack, will be roulette, poker, slots, and the wheel as well.
You're making a better fucking casino than Opix. Okay.
Will there ever be police K9? That's something that's constantly talked about, and that's something that will be determined in the LEO Discord. But other than that, we will be putting an announcement out when the server is up for everybody connect. But we are working on more things. Obviously, we aren't going to like before, like we said with transparency. We won't tell you we're working on something or something's going to come out unless it's going to come out relatively soon after that. Is the website dead? No, people need to be using the website unless you mean legitimately you can't access it right now.
And if you have any website issues, please go to Bubble Text Guy Nile here. He's
Okay,
really good.
listen here, alright? There will be no issues because my website is perfect.
No, the website's up. You just gotta refresh your website. It's up.
Welcome back bonus. Like we said, everyone will have starting cash just like when you make a new character. Do you know if jobs got wiped so people have to re-request, or is that staying?
As far as I know, only EMS and police got wiped. So you will need to request it if you were either of those before.
No, we do not have an exact time of when the server will be up, Roman. Like I said, an announcement will be put out when it is up. Mikey has a question. Own properties, you still own them.
Mike, do you want to talk or do you want to just type it? I'll let you talk. Right, Mikey,
Hello.
Let me hear that beautiful voice.
No. So I was just wondering, does the jobs that have a, like the bank account thing, do they still have that money or did that get wiped too? It's like, PDM, EMS.
I will have to double check. I'll
I'm just
do that now,
wondering.
and I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about that because, with the server
I would
being
assume
open.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, because like, let's say if PDM had it, then I would have done like an event for PDM where at least give out like not expensive cards, but do stuff for an event tonight if it's still there. But if not, then you'll be held back. But that's all I had.
Right now, the business accounts haven't been wiped, but is also concerning because obviously you could just withdraw from that.
There's still paycheck pickup. Paycheck pickup will still be a thing. Pick up your paychecks. It is not that hard to go for a couple minutes to go to the bank. If you crash, that's unfortunate. Kind of is when saving lives. It is. There's nothing stopping you from going 10-7 for 5 minutes. That has been said numerous times. You are not obligated to stay on duty and do that stuff.
Yeah, that's
don't
actually a
have to
really
chase
big
every
thing.
ping.
Yeah, you don't. That's a big thing that everyone needs to understand from Elio and Med. Yeah, Med, if you get a 911 call, you're probably gonna go that right away because that's literally what you want to do. But every ping that you get as an officer is not required. You can role play first, and then go to the ping.
Brian, it's not a job. Whitelisted gangs just means that you have to apply to create a gang.
Yes. All right. Well, like we said, it's going to be all for now. Stay tuned for announcements to see when the server is up, and we hope to see all of you there. And there will be events when the event's happening inside the server. Be sure to pay attention to Twitter, where that's going to be, stuff like that. We hope to see all of you later tonight. And if there's any bugs, make sure to report it.
Bye. Goodbye.
Yes, whitelisted gangs are a thing. If you want to be in a gang, apply.
I'm just waiting for that first person to leave so I can